Hello everyone, Opendoor Technology. You finished red today, but it wasn't too bad. It could have been a lot worse. Overall, the stock market was pretty red and Opendoor finished red as well, but it wasn't that bad. It tried to come back later on in the day, but it couldn't hold. After hours, we were green, but now it's kind of even. But today, what I have for you, I have chart and some predictions, some resistance and support, and some news that I found. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet today. Here we go. Here we are on a weekly chart. Here's the main area that we were in for a while, and we're still above it pretty good. And this is the resistance that I drew on the chart yesterday at the $4. We briefly went above $4, but we came back down pretty quickly. But we're still in a nice zone between $3 and $4. We're kind of like in the middle. Daily chart, we had a nice green candle here, then a red and a green, then a red. Tomorrow, will we get a green? Hard to say. I'm pretty mixed on Opendoor and also the stock market in general. There has been some selling overall in the market. Can it affect Opendoor? Possibly. So maybe we see a consolidation day or maybe another red day tomorrow, but we don't know. Anything can happen. Any kind of news can happen. The funny thing about it is that pre-market, we actually had some good news. A lot of people may have missed it, but we had some good news in the pre-market saying that the housing market is pretty much going to come back and it's only a matter of time. And I think that's why Opendoor looked so good during the pre-market, but it just couldn't hold on. As you can see right here, this is the pre-market. It was coming down, and then we had some good news around the 8 o'clock, 8:30 area, and it just pumped up all the way to 422. That's huge. Very, very huge. And when the market opened, straight down. I don't know if it was profit taking or what, but it was going straight down and it never recovered. It just consolidated right here in this area all day pretty much. It's kind of hitting the red after hours, so we're not too sure what's going to happen tomorrow. But let me get to the support and the resistance before I show you some news that possibly pumped up Opendoor early this morning. Right now, as I said yesterday, I said we have support at 350 and Opendoor. What happened? Opendoor, we had a support at 352. I was pretty close. I was off by 2 cents. I said if we go down, 350 is going to be our support, and we went to 352, and we bounced off 352, came up to 381, but we couldn't hold it. It was just too much selling today, and then we went back down to the 359, 360 area. So tomorrow, where's our support and resistance? Let's check it out. So tomorrow, if we look at the hourly chart, our support will be at the 325, 340 area. If we go down further tomorrow, 325, 340 is going to be our support. Our resistance is going to be at the 385, 387 area, our resistance. So the resistance came down a little bit. $4 was our resistance. Now it's around 380, 385, only because we're kind of in a downtrend after we hit that 425 today. So it's a small downtrend, not really not really a huge downtrend, just a 1 day downtrend. Doesn't mean too much, but it could be beginning of a downtrend or it could not be. We have to see what happens, but we are in a slight downtrend on an hourly, but our support will be at the 325, 340. Resistance about 385, 387. Now let's get to the news that came out this morning that possibly helped out Opendoor. I don't know what else made Opendoor pump up, but it was going up like crazy on pre-market. I know a lot of people were excited about that, but here's some news that came out early this morning. As you can see, what's today? August 19th. Here we go. Reports on August 19th suggest that a cut in Federal Reserve key interest rate, as suggested by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, could lead to a pickup or a boom in the home building. So when he said that, I noticed, the stocks started going pretty crazy. A lot of home building stocks start moving up. Opendoor start moving up. If you look at Home Depot went up a lot today. I'll read some of this, but I'm not going to read all of it. I'll just read the key points on what was said. Here's the reasoning. The first one says, Bessent argues that constraining home building could lead to inflation in the future, implying that a rate cut is needed to incentivize construction and help keep prices down. Here's another one. Lower interest rates would reduce borrowing costs for builders and make mortgages more affordable for home buyers, which is good for Opendoor, thus encouraging both supply and demand in the housing market, potentially leading to increased construction starts. So that's good, very good. Good for builders, good for Opendoor, good for home buyers, good for everybody. And here's a few things that we already know. High mortgage rates and economic uncertainty have hampered home purchases in recent months. Common sense, right? High mortgages, no one's going to buy a house with a high mortgage when the interest rates are so high. Uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty in the market right now, a lot of uncertainty in the world. A lot of times when there is uncertainty, people just stay in place. They don't make any decisions. So they're just waiting on to see what the next move is. And then lastly, the U.S. Census Bureau reported a small increase in groundbreaking for single family homes and permits for future construction in July, despite the challenges facing the housing market. So data shows that, the housing market is slowly picking up, but very, very slow, pretty much to a crawl. So we need some big news, rate cuts, and more data showing that the housing market is back. And that's going to help Opendoor when we can get that data. So here we are in the 5 minute. After hours is still showing us stuck at the 362, 361 area. I told you that the 385, 387 was the resistance. That's going to be kind of like the second resistance. The first resistance we're going to have to break, because we got stuck on it during the intraday, is going to be 375. So 375 and then 385, 387. That's going to be our resistance. And as you can see, 360 sells coming up. But this is after hours, anything can change. But if it does continue this small downtrend, 325, 340 is going to be the support. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get daily notifications about Opendoor Technology. And I'm keeping everybody updated who is subscribed. Thanks for watching. Take care.